This is video number 2 in a series on how you can use Zoom to stay connected with your team, your work colleagues, your family and friends, or how to use Zoom to create meetings, training sessions, classes, programs, workshops, one-on-one coachings and consultations. My name's Angie King from Getting IT Together. And in this short video, I'm going to show you how easy it is for you to create your own Zoom session and to invite others to join you. So following on from the previous video where I showed you how to download Zoom and join someone else's program, this time it's all about you creating your session and inviting others. So let's pop over to Zoom and I'll show you how easy it is. So you'll notice I have my own personal account open, and you'll notice that what I have is a meeting ID. Now each person has their own meeting ID, their own personal meeting ID, and that is a way that you can invite others to join. You can copy that, paste it in to start that particular meeting ID, and you could give others the meeting ID number so they can enter that in when they click join a meeting. And you'll see over on the right hand side, it actually says to join a meeting. That's one way that you can do it. Another way is to actually set up your own scheduled meetings. So if we click on meetings over in the left hand side pane, you'll notice that I have a number of meetings set up. You can schedule or set up your own meetings. I like to have recurring meetings, and I like to have so that every time I run a particular type of meeting, I can then have a unique identifier and it has a unique meeting ID. So that way I know that when I'm working with my family and friends, their meeting ID would be different to the meeting ID for a particular program I'm running, or a particular team meeting I'm running, or a one-on-one consultation, or whatever. So each of the things that I run, I have a separate, unique meeting type. So let's see how easy it is for you to do that. So to do that, we just click on schedule a new meeting, and we can then type in the actual meeting topic or the meeting name. So I'm going to call this my team meeting. We don't need to enter a description. You can, of course, if you like. And if it's only running at one particular time, then you can have that set up. So it's going to run at 3 o'clock next Thursday, then that would be that particular meeting. I personally like to have it as a recurring meeting, so it can run it either every week at a certain time, or it can just run frequently, but not at any specific time. So let me show you how easy it is. First of all, you'll notice that you can set up the time zone, so it should have picked up your time zone from when you created your account. And I'm going to choose a recurring meeting. Now we can choose how often it recurs. So we could have a team meeting every morning. So it could be a daily meeting, a weekly or a monthly meeting. I actually prefer to have a no fixed time meeting, so that works for me. Now what that means is that it will run frequently, but not at a specific time. So if I'm doing a one-on-one consultation, I could have it at any time during the day, and I know that that's the particular code that I would be giving my client. Now, I'm actually going to ask it to generate automatically, which means it's going to give me a different meeting ID. I could, of course, use my personal meeting ID, which is what we spoke about before. You can have a password, so people entering your meeting would need to have a password and enter it in. I personally don't use the passwords, but that, of course, is completely up to you and the level of security that you want, and you want to make sure that only the people who have that password, for example, are able to enter your meeting. I then am able to look at whether or not I want the video to be turned on when people join my meeting. So you can click that on to on. And lastly, we can have how the audio comes in. So it can be telephone, so everybody comes in by phone only, by computer, or by both. Now, normally what happens is by the default is that it dials in from America. So it actually has, when you print out the invitation, it has phone numbers that the people on the telephone can use by default, as I was saying, from America, to dial into your meeting. So you can actually click on that and edit, and you can choose the country that you would like or that you come from, so that people in your country have the numbers easily for them to be able to dial in on the phone. There's also an option at the bottom of that invitation which allows them to actually go to a particular URL to pick up the phone number for their particular country if it's not the one that's in default on the invitation. Now, at the moment, with the high demand on using Zoom, this option is not available on the phone. Using a phone to dial in is not available on the basic package, which means if you have a free version of Zoom, then you are not able to change this, because you're not able to use any telephone links. Everything has to be done via the computer. So the next part is that there are a number of different meeting options, and you of course can set those on if you like. If you actually want people to be able to join before your meeting, you could click that on. You can also, if you're going to mute people, if you're going to record it automatically, and so on. So I always leave those all blank, but obviously you need to do what is suitable for you. And then I'm going to click on Save. Now what you will see is, here is my team meeting, and this is what it looks like if I'm opening up to edit it. And you'll notice that I now have a new meeting ID, and there's the meeting ID the meeting link, the URL, and I can copy the invitation. So if I go over to the right hand side, if I copy the invitation, you'll notice that it actually comes up and shows me what my meeting ID is, the URL, and it does have the numbers to dial in from Australia. Now, because this is a paid version, you'll see all of this. If you're creating this for the first time in a free version, you may not see the lower part of the invitation. So the top part is all you need. You can ask people to join by clicking on the link, and then, or if they just click on Zoom and open up Zoom, they can enter in that meeting ID and they can join your meeting. So the easiest way to give them the link is you can copy the meeting invitation. It then places it into the clipboard, which is like a temporary holding spot, and then you're able to paste that into an email or into Messenger, for example, or you could even give them that link in a text message. Okay, so I'm going to cancel that and go back to my meetings. So you'll see that I could at this point obviously start it, but I want to go back and show you my meetings. So by just clicking on the word meetings, you'll now notice that at the bottom of my list, I have a recurring meeting, which is a team meeting. It has the meeting ID, and I could start it at this point by clicking on Start, or I can go to the team meeting itself. So notice when I place my mouse over the words team meeting, it actually opens up the team meeting just like we saw it before, and we can click on Start this meeting. I often will come in here and highlight. I will actually copy that URL, and then I will paste it into Facebook, into Messenger, so that people who are coming to the meeting, all they then need to do is click on that link that I'm giving them, and they can easily join my meeting. So it's just easier than having to go find an email or something that they've previously received to join your meeting. Now, I can't actually open up this meeting because I'm already on Zoom. So what happens is it just doesn't work. But I have actually prepared a couple of things for you. So in Zoom itself, you'll notice that you'll have the list of, or the toolbar at the bottom of the screen, the taskbar, sorry, and it has a number of icons. And really the one that you need in this case is the invite. We already looked at muting and stopping the video last time, so working with video. But this time, if you want to invite people, so if you're in your meeting already and you're waiting for people to join you, you can do exactly the same thing as I just did before. You can click on invite, it brings up this screen, and we can then choose just the URL itself. So you can paste that then into the Messenger, for example, on Facebook, or some other means, so that people can just click it and join you straight away, or you could copy the entire invitation and send that to them. I often find that just by clicking the URL, it makes it a lot easier. That people can easily join your meeting. Okay, so I'm going to stop my share, and I hope you found that beneficial, how easy it is to start your own meeting. Whichever way you like, you can use it within the personal ID. You can create a recurring meeting. You can have it scheduling at particular times, weekly, daily, monthly, or at no fixed time. And it's very easy then to highlight the URL and copy that to give to others, or copy the invitation itself. So please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I would love to see you and share more information with you in the future. Have the most amazing and abundant day. Bye.